This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
I think I'm no different than my players. We've began training during the summer, had a lot of interruptions because of COVID, like everybody's dealing with a different type of lifestyle. Myself and the players, we're hungry just to get out on the court and compete, have fun, play in the game. That's what they're wired for, and it's been a joy working with these young ladies, even with all the disruption. So we're getting to know each other in a different way, and yet we're still excited, and hopefully we can get a season underneath our belt. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of disruptions as we go into the season, and as a good example, just today we got the final contract against Ohio University. And you would think, yeah, it's 4 days from now. And we found out our game time changed. So it's causing quick movements and changes on our travel arrangements and things like that. So going back to your question, we're just excited, and hopefully we can get this season in.
Coach, I asked the players this question, and I'll ask you this from a coach's perspective. Earlier this week, we were interviewing the head coach Jesse Fuente of Virginia Tech. He was talking about how the COVID situation has kind of been tough for the college student athletes, and particularly the younger athletes, and as well as the veterans, because they're not getting the true college experience. From your perspective, how do you feel that your players are handling this, particularly the younger ones, because they're not getting the true college experience all due to COVID?
They probably are not getting the true college experience, but they don't know that. These are freshmen coming in. They don't know what a true college experience really is. So you don't miss something you don't know what you have never experienced before. So it's different for them. I think the biggest adjustment is for those seniors, probably the people you've been talking to, an Ashton or Bridget, and those people that are used to a routine, it's been thrown off. It's just a new routine, just a new change. It's just transition for all the freshmen or junior college transfers anyway. So you got a legitimate question, but they don't know any better. So they're just getting in. And even our routine now is changing. We're being tested more. Our practices are changing as we're getting closer to game time. So I think I've used this statement for years. Those that are quicker to change are those that are quicker to success, because you're going to have to change in life. Life is going to bring some pressures that will cause you to change. Now, if you can stay up ahead of the curve, changes are coming, and you can make those adjustments even quicker. I think your life is going to be much more successful. I think you're going to enjoy it. And I try to challenge these girls to, as a quote from George Bernard Shaw, it's impossible to have progress without change. And if you cannot change your mind, you can't change anything. So we grasped that one probably 2 or 3 months ago. And as a coach and as a person, most of us don't like changes. We like our little comfort zone. I've got my favorite chair at home to sit in, and I watch my favorite shows. It's just, record them. It's The Voice. It's whatever it is coming on. I got it there, and Dual Survivors and things like that. I've got it down. And when my wife comes in and wants to watch something different, give me that remote. We start a fight there. Okay, so that's real life there.
Coach, you guys have been in the new Liberty Arena. I believe you got to shoot the first free throw in there on the team and make it. And you were really touting that arena last season, talking about how a game changer it would be for recruiting and how much it would be a game changer just for playing games in there. And now that you've actually seen it and see it completed and been on the court, what are your thoughts about it?
All of our dreams did come true. It's every bit of what we thought it would be. There's no disappointment. We're certainly excited. The arena is beautiful. Court is beautiful. We just wish that we could share that with the whole community and the whole state. It's unfortunately, we'll have those limitations, but we want to encourage everyone to come out. The girls love it, and I did have to beg them. I said, let me be a little boy on Christmas morning. Will you allow me just to make the first shot? And I said, with only one stipulation, give me 10 shots. Give me 10. If I can't make 1 out of 10, you can start firing them up after that. So we were blessed. I say we were blessed. Yes, I finally made a shot, and my assistants stepped up and they knocked down shots and things like that. And then the girls, it was just like a barrage of basketballs coming at the same time there. So we've really enjoyed our time there. It's a beautiful arena, and we can't wait to share that with the Flames Nation and our entire community.
Coach, the two players we got a chance to talk to, Ashton and Emily. I got a question about each of them. Number one, when you look at Ashton and the progression of her career, started off as a Big South freshman of the year. She had an injury her sophomore year, but she still continues to grow as a player. What's it like to see a player of her caliber grow and not really rest on her laurels? And then also, with Emily to have the background that she's had in basketball with all her family doing that, how big is that for her, there?
Well, we hope that we try to teach her not to be just locked into one game. I use the phrase that a lot of people, one trick pony. You just got one trick. And not to get just locked into one game because you have a whole season. Don't get locked into one season because you got more seasons. Lock into things that are important, and that's developing relationships, developing your game, getting an education, moving and changing throughout life. And it's been a pleasure working with those two. They're great young women. I probably shouldn't say it this way, but these are two young ladies that I want my son to marry. They're first class, top shelf. And give you some clarification. My son is married. He's got 2 children, grandsons, but these are just quality character young ladies, and it's been a pleasure to see them grow in their own personality and as basketball players. Ashton's always come in full speed, ready to put it all on the line, and as we all go through changes and setbacks and ankle injuries and things like that. And Emily came in, had to set out a year as a transfer, having back issues. She had some surgery on her back, and I would like to thank our staff, Solo Tat, our strength conditioning coach. We see and envision what they can be on down the road, and don't get caught up just on the daily activities and just be that one-trick pony, but pushing forward. And I think both of them, especially Emily, is on an A game right now. She's more mature, more developed, more balanced in a lot of things, and we want all of our players just to engulf and experience the entire program, from the academics all the way through the physical and the competition of basketball. They're just wonderful people to work with, and look forward to seeing them every day.
Coach, you brought up those two seniors, and they're part of a pretty loaded upperclassmen based team this year. Even with your transfers, they're upperclassmen. And when you look at the makeup of this roster, is this a team that can compete and beat FGCU this year? Because quite frankly, FGCU has been the hunted ever since you guys entered the conference.
Yeah, we certainly have more experience. I do not know if we can knock them off. They've got a unique style of play. I feel like if we can establish our own identity and the depth, Damien, that we have this year certainly gives us another opportunity, even a bigger opportunity, to compete with them and perhaps get our first win. So unfortunately, this year with the way the schedule goes, we got to go to them at their place. So we played them like at the end of the year, we played them like 7 times, and 5 of them have been on the road at their place. So it's been very difficult. Everybody's a little more comfortable playing at home. They play a fast, quick style. We'll have some more depth, and hopefully we'll be able to compete with them, and feel very confident with our opportunity this year, and with the experience we've got coming back.
Coach, you've, like I said, what's interesting, you look at that ASUN schedule that when it came out, and you're playing back-to-backs, and then they're either you play 2 straight at home or 2 straight on the road. Just your thoughts about that schedule, because it is unique, and obviously they're doing it for COVID reasons, but it is a unique schedule to play the same opponent back-to-back days, whether it's at home or at away.
Division I coaching, either as a head coach or an assistant, I've never done that in 33 years. It's unique. I think that type of format leans into the emotional part more than it is the strategy part, because if you beat me next day, I'm going to be a little more motivated to get you back. So I think it'll be very interesting if anybody could ever sweep somebody. I think again it could be talent, no doubt. It could be strategy, no doubt. But I think the emotional part probably is going to have a major impact, more impact than it ever has in my 33 years of coaching. Because really, what are you going to do strategy-wise from within 24 hours? You're not going to change. I think injuries and maybe people getting in foul trouble can change what happens in the game, but the emotional part will certainly have more of an impact. You better get it right on your first scout, though, when you walk in and play that first game, or have plan A, B, and C, and because you won't have very much opportunity to readjust. I mean, it's going to happen within 24 hours.
Coach, when you look at the make of this team, you do have a lot of upperclassmen, but you have some transfers. You have some really talented freshmen. Who have been standouts so far that you're looking at could be major contributors this year?
Yes, we have 2 junior college players. They both score the ball really well. That's always a plus. We have a freshman, Bella Samuda, who's 6'5". That gets your attention as well, really quick. Bella Samuda, I think, as she continue to develop and grow, and not grow, but get stronger, she's certainly going to impact the game because of her size. The 2 junior college players, because they score, can impact and contribute to the team. I guess you're asking specifically. I think Alyssa Iverson Brown has played more consistently in all of our practices. So I think that she will certainly have an impact on our team this year. Sort of a quiet non-assuming, cool, collective type of player. I always sort of searching and probing and looking, and just a sort of a quiet leader. And she's had some good practices. And of all the new people, probably those three are going to be some people that will certainly find some ways out to the court.
Coach, one thing I noticed, and I just noticed this 2019, the Final Four in Tampa, you got the FCA K. Yao Heart of a Coach Award, of course named after the great K. Yao. Talk about that award. What does that mean to you? Because you've gotten so many accolades over the years, but just talk about this one, because obviously this award has a lot of sort of a biblical background to it.
Well, first of all, it was a tremendous honor. I'm just humbled. It's one of those things you don't coach for. It's a blessing. I really didn't earn it in any way, and I'm trying to keep things in perspective. It's like my Bible's bigger than your Bible. You know, that's not true. Okay? My Jesus is bigger than your Jesus. That's not true. So just to be nominated, that was exciting. To be able to receive that was certainly a surprise, a humbling, undeserving. But I'll tell you what the best experience or the best blessing was. I was able to receive that with my, at that time, 84-year-old mom. Flew her down to Tampa. My son flew down, and my grandson flew in. And of course, my wife was there. So to share something really as a result of prayer, because you got, come on, tell it like it is, okay? A knucklehead, hellraiser that can get in all kinds of trouble, certainly didn't deserve that award. That's a result of a praying mother. Don't underestimate a praying mother, okay? And prayers being answered. It's been a joy to just invest in young women and to share truths, biblical truths, and to be recognized that there's a lot of great Christian people and coaches out there that probably deserve it more than me. But I was certainly humbled, and it was such a blessing to share with family and coaches, and that's just a result of some prayers of a mom.
Coach, I guess I'll ask another question. You know,
yeah. Let's go. Maybe just one last question for both of you, if that's okay. So Coach has got to get to practice. So.
Oh, sure. All right. Yeah, this will be the last one if I can. All right. When you look at your legacy, I mean, you're talking about you've been doing this for coaching for 3 decades. How special is it to see, you know, you've had former players that have gone on to play pro ball, you've had assistants and even players going to coaching, you've brought a lot of those players back. For you personally, what's it like to kind of have, it's still a living legacy, because I see you still doing this for a long time. What's it like to have that type of legacy and impact on your players and your assistant coaches and everyone that's really come in contact with you?
You know, that's a great question, and I'm trying to answer that one from my heart. I struggle with looking backwards. I'm always looking for the next game. If we won today, I may celebrate for 24 hours. I call it 24-hour rule, and a lot of people got that philosophy. If I lost, I cry like a baby and readjust and move on. If we win, celebrate it, move on. So I struggle with that question because I'm always looking forward towards developing a relationship or understanding more. I'm one I'm always searching for, pursuing truth as I'm seeking knowledge to feed to my players or whatever for us just to be successful. It is certainly a blessing to look back and try to maintain those relationships that go beyond basketball, and those that I've been associated with and being able to be blessed with as a player or coach or whatever. I'm certainly thankful for those, and Jermaine, just want to continue to try to invest. In fact, when I think Paul's got this in our media guide that doesn't exist anymore, that we wanted a program that lasts for like 50 years. Now that doesn't mean me. I'm just saying I invest 3 to 5 years, in you, and what we've done together has influenced you to impact the world for Christ, and that's been our mission statement here for Liberty, and it's just great to be in a position that you get reinforced by faculty, staff, and players, and it's just wonderful, and see these young ladies go out and just impact people, either as a nurse, had 5 nurses, got 1 veterinarian. They're out there, and it's been a pleasure to work with them.